Hello and welcome in some small talking about Mage Tower video. So I want to talk about perspective of being disabled, being sick, and how difficult was Mage Tower for Protection Warrior for me. So I did Protection Warrior challenge back in the day in a Legion. I have the skin. It was Blast. But since then, my disease progressed. So this time, it was harder. It was much harder for me to do Mage Tower challenge. And I took it very personally because I didn't want to live and knowing that I cannot do something in the game despite putting a lot of effort. Well, things got worse, so I tried and I did it, and I'm very proud of myself. But I want to give some tips for people that are not excellent in game, for people that trying hard and they still struggle as I did. I'm not very good at this game anymore because I lost synergy between two hands, both hands. One of them is a bit slower, so I have a body lag. Doesn't matter what actually eats me alive, doesn't matter. So what things you can do? I'm gonna show you everything I used, and maybe you'll use it as an advice. That's it. It won't be a guide. It won't be like, do this, do that. I'll give you tips. So let's start with my gear. For Mage Tower challenge, what you can do as Protection Warrior is get Crafted Dreadful Gladiator set. On level 54, you can apply some sockets, and sockets are very important. And what gear did I use? I used a lot of Gladiator items, but I also used Najjatar items, because I had, from BFA, I had a lot of pearls from Najjatar. I still have 671. An item you can buy for 5. So I was rolling them until I got sockets. And some speed, leech, stuff like that. I tried. And I got some better stats. At the start, I actually started from this. But then, I discover I can get other items and get more sockets. And sockets are MVP. Sockets are absolutely killers. So sockets are wonderful. Insignia of Grand Army is very good ring. It's a legendary, probably everyone have it because it was given for free, I think. So it's very good. It has a lot of stats, separate them, and socket. So what should you socket? Passive 4 strength. The gem is from Cataclysm, and from Cataclysm, you at the end of the raid, you get the last one. You get for Deathwing, Essence of Corrupted Deathwing, and Mote of Darkness from bosses. And these randomly drop bosses gems from green to epic, and Essence of Corrupted Deathwing always gave epic. I ran out of those, so I mix it with strength and haste. Actually, at the start I socketed only secondary stats, and then I realized it's not very good, but I wanted to keep myself with haste. So passive strength and haste. I had around 30% haste, and it's very comfortable for me to play with 30% haste. So I sacrificed some strength for more haste. But overall, You can also have prismatic socket, meta gem, with increase your critical effect. Doesn't matter that much, but Dreadful Gladiator was wonderful. If you have problem with getting those because they're expensive, now people are ripping off everyone just for having recipes, including myself, a little bit. I'm selling them for around 8 to 10,000 per each item. You can farm Mythic Siege of Orgrimmar. Mythic Siege of Orgrimmar have loads of items that have sockets. I didn't do it for shield, obviously, because I did farm BFA dungeons for shield, and I did farm BFA dungeons for items. I didn't want to get weapon and shield from Siege of Orgrimmar because they're a little bit weaker than this, and I decided to have maximize like damage power and shield potential. I didn't put massive amount of effort to farm it. I could do more and get more sockets, but I just decided to just give it a try. Neckband Prize Rook is actual at the moment. It's December 20. You can get it from Archaeology in High Mountain in Broken Shore. It's happening here, Broken Islands, and yeah, around here you need to have 6 of those relics that you find while digging archaeology. You can get them on auction house, but they're expensive at the moment. I was lucky, I got mine. I did get this neck back in the day, but it wasn't good, so I just throw it away. And now you can get it again, even if you got it before. So 3 sockets is wonderful. Stats split it amongst all. But what's most important of this neck is that you can put Mark of Hidden Satyr, and this procs a lot. You don't have to be in melee. If you attack Varys, because you're gonna fight Varys first. You leave deep wounds on him, or even use Heroic Throw. That's what you should do between moving out. When you get enough stacks of the aura around him, you move out, you kill some ads. But if you can, you use Heroic Throw to just poke him from time to time. And that can proc Mark of Hidden Satyr. That's a bonus hit. And awesome. That's really, really, you need to look for those missing pieces to actually do it. I know a lot of people do it. I struggle because I have an issue, so maybe others can struggle, and I'm trying to help. So, besides gear, from Najtar, Dreadful Glad, and some legendaries to archaeology, get pocket-sized computation device. It's a Mechagon trinket that you get at the start of campaign quite easily there. And apply it with red punch card, which is Cyclotronic Blast. You can get it on resistance, Rustbolt resistance on Revered. This does around 4,800. You need to channel it, it takes 2 seconds. So I started fight with it, channeling right away, and then Varys, while I move out because I had enough stacks and no edge was chasing me, you can channel it while running, so I was able to channel it and hit again, and then on Cruel, I also channel it. It's almost 5k. Massive damage. You need it, at least I need it, to push it through. And the second trinket I used was Blood Spattered Scale. I use it for 2 reasons. One, because it does damage around you, split it on enemies nearby, and gives you shield absorption. And I use it on the third wave of ads, I think, to speed it up, but I also to get some absorption. And then on Cruel, I also use it while Varys was dead. It helped me to get through like one of the annihilations. It did some passive damage, great. The other ring is just regular ring with haste, and my Shadowlands, I didn't bother with it. I got some heal, leech, but I enchanted weapon with Lightless Force. Not always you hit from it because it's random wave of damage, but it's nice to have some extra push. And yeah, what else? Consumables. Consumables was the best one. Potion of Healing is Abyssal Healing Potion from BFA content, from Zenatid, and potions to damage are Potion on Unbridled Fury, also from Zenatid. It does a lot of damage. You can use the potion, other potion that triggers Shadowcore Oil that benefits from Shadowlands. Don't remember name, I didn't use it. But this Unbridled Fury works perfect. Obviously, Shadowcore Oil, extra damage, always help. You could try Emblamer's Oil, but healing shouldn't be your priority because you're gonna lack of damage. You're gonna need it. Also, Augment Runes. No biggie, but their help. And Cinnamon Bonefish Stew. If you need haste, it gives the most. And it's from Shadowlands. You can get it. It gives 18. And it exactly gives 18 as well during this challenge. So this food is wonderful. If you need haste. If you're not, you should go for feasts. If you lack for main stat. But yeah, socket yourself with main stat. I went for main stat and haste because I felt more comfortable, because cooldowns and everything works faster. What else? Talents. Oh, what else? Scrolls. Don't forget yourself a scroll that increase your HP. It's from Inscription. Where is it? Oh, there it is. War Scroll of Fortitude. It gives you Fortitude, basically. 3% stamina. It gave me around 500 HP. But trust me, every HP point matters. Flasks. Obviously, I use Spectral Flask of Stamina. No, I did Strength. Not sure, because most of the time I didn't use Flask because I used Scroll of Strength and Scroll of Stamina. It gave me a little bit of both. Obviously, they're reset when you die, so if you're trying to do it, start with Flask, but if you're sure you're close to it, start using proper consumables that you're gonna like push it through. Drums of Hero, you're gonna need it. Obviously, Cruel Lens, go for it. Pop Hero, Potion, and you get it. Talents I used was like this. Devastator, because it procs its additional damage while you're not always able to hit it, so it's always something. It has a chance to reset a Shield Slam, so you're able to Shield Slam and Shield Slam in a row. It's very good. Double time, extremely important. Not gonna explain why, because you have extra charge. Booming Voice, very good for burst. Must have, because Demoralizing Shout is your friend. Bounding Stride I used over Crackling Thunder. Crackling Thunder increase Thunderclap damage, but range, but I didn't saw need of increased radius. But reduction of leap was absolute needed. Trust me. I would fell in my kill try, I would fell off the platform for some reason if I wouldn't leap back. That's important thing. Work on your charging and leaping back. If you're a warrior, you know how it works, but you can charge back often or leap back or glider back. I was never fast enough to use glider back, but everything else worked. If you have Brazier of Awakening, it's a treasure from Tanan Jungle. You can drop it. It can resurrect you. Cruel Landing, your fight, Annihilation, like 2-3, drop it. It's channeling, so it might not be that easy as you can, but it can resurrect you. Seriously, it's wonderful, but I didn't use it. I didn't found it useful, but it can happen. People use trinkets that can, now they don't work, but this Brazier of Awakening actually working. But I wouldn't rely on it because it takes time to res you and you don't lose your Annihilation stack, so it's not that good. Back to talents. Indomitable. Obviously you heal from rage spending. Ravager over into the fray. Because I socketed into haste, I didn't need into the fray, and Ravager was excellent. Why? In phase 2, Eds doesn't give a fuck about you, and they go for Velen. So I dropped Ravager on Velen. Eds then came for me. In phase 1, Booming Voice, Ravager. Eds just deleted. Very, very good. If you put Enchant with Leech on your cloak, in phase 1, the ads that spawn will always go for you. But in phase 2, suddenly they just don't care. So Ravager saves time and helps. And obviously anger management, because it reduces cooldown on avatar and shield wall. Must have. More avatars means more damage. And one very important thing about talents. I forgot about execute. I didn't have it on my action bar. So I removed taunt, put it somewhere else, and execute was absolute killer. I forgot about this talent and I couldn't kill Crow. I was wiping on a 5% and I got frustrated. And once I realized I can use execute, 2 tries, 3 times, and he was dead. So, yeah. I have hamstring on action bar because sometimes when I couldn't hit Varys, because I was far, I was like rushing to I, charging, slamming, and then Infernal was next to it. I put it hamstring on it, and then I came back to Varys. Infernals with hamstring barely ever reach me before they dismantle. So hamstring is very useful. You may use it, you may not. Up to you. What else? I think that's it. Now let's talk about fight itself. Don't give up. It's I feel this fight is overtuned because it was hard for me. But if you struggle, just don't give up. Farm some gear extra for sockets. Main stat is very important. Get some flasks, get some potions, but just don't give up. Keep practicing. You can do it. I did it. And I was close to give up. So if you want to do it and you have a trouble with it, just don't give up. You can do it. It's doable to normal people. It's doable to cripples like me. We can do it. You can do it as well. And don't feel bad if you didn't do it yet. You can do it. If you have troubles, if you reach the wall, Maybe farm some gear. This challenge is up to January the 4th, so you have 2 weeks. You still have 2 weeks. And after that, you need to wait till next Legion time walking. But even if you'll have enough time to farm some gear, farm some gems, enchants, the prices will drop, and you'll be able to buy it cheaper. Now it's just inferno on auction house because everyone is trying to get some money. But collect consumables, collect stuff you can use in this challenge. Just collect it. If you won't do it now, collect it and you'll do it next time. So just don't give up. It's annoying, it's frustrating, and when Varys fight felt so long, but after practicing, time was reduced over time. I reduced each try, and then cruel. I had to practice cruel, and I know the feeling when you start fight and your heart is just, you know, beating very, very hard because you're stressed. Just calm down. Calm down, because it doesn't help you panicking. Just get into this fight. Practice. You're gonna... That feel of rush and stress will drop eventually. After some tries, you'll just get used to it. And then when you get close to last 8-10%, then your heart will start rushing again and again. Execute. Remember, execute. I forgot about it, that we can use it in protection. And yeah. Get some sockets, get some items, get some flasks, potions, and get yourself together. You can, on WAGO, that someone posted auras for this challenge. I'm gonna link it in description. It helps, timers helps, if you need it. I didn't use it, honestly. I didn't need it because I actually listened to Cannibal Corpse or Slipknot in the background because this makes me feel comfortable. Some loud music so I can just chill. And when I did it, I was so happy because I can still do it. After practicing a million times, right? But yeah, I'm very happy and I'm gonna use this transmog with Proud. Not always because it's not very pretty for me, but I feel like a winner because, yeah, I know that people in my country say, if you feel you're doing something good, there will be an Asian kid that will do it better. That's what we call it in Poland. And it can be any kid. Any teenager will do much, much better than I do because you guys are awesome. When I was a teenager, I could do stuff now that I cannot do now. So just don't give up. And yeah, you can do it. So that's it. Take care. I believe in you.